Hey guys, welcome back to According To. I'm Megan.
And I'm Ciera. And for this week's episode, we are keeping it simple with another Would You Rather. I feel like we don't do these that often.
No.
So it's fun, like, every once in a while to find a new list and see if we can find stuff that we haven't talked about. And I feel like they allow for, like, different side tangents for whatever the list is.
Before we do that, we're going to do any recent events, updates, our weekly spotlight, as well as book updates for you guys. We're slowly but surely getting towards the end of March, so if you are in our virtual book club, make sure you're getting reading on your book. We're reading Bright Young Woman, and our episode for that will go up the first Saturday of April, so get reading if you haven't already.
Hey, I'm right there with you guys. I'm still reading Bright Young Woman. I think I'm like 65% of the way through. It's honestly like I am enjoying it. My struggle has been finding time to read, and then, like, when I am sitting down to read, I've just been getting so tired because I'm usually doing it before bed. And so I'm like, last night I was like, I will let myself read until I can't read no more. Mm-hmm. And I think I read 10 pages, and I was like, I am done.
Yeah. I am actually doing incredible with my reading. So.
You are. You really are.
I was telling the vlog earlier, because we're vlogging this week, like, not that I would keep this pace up because, like, who knows what happens. I do feel like I tend to, like, start off the year pretty strong and then, like, whatever happens. But if I read, let's say, another book or two, that gets me to 19 or 20 books within the first quarter of the year. So, like, that could extrapolate out to, like, close to 80 books, which I haven't done that. Usually, like, the past 2 years, it's been 60 to 65 maybe. So that'd be like a pretty big jump. I don't know if that's going to happen, but
You've just been, like, really grinding it out lately.
I have. So, what else? Do we want to do a recap of our shared weekly spotlight, or do we want to do our book updates first?
I mean, that basically was my book update.
My book update, just a little bit of additional stuff. I finished reading a book this morning when I was doing my treadmill workout, and I finished reading Kill for Me, Kill for You. It is a thriller, and it's a book that entered my radar when Ciera had suggested it for a book club pick a couple months ago, and we didn't end up picking that one, but I thought it sounded interesting.
I mean,
so
it's been on my
TBR. So I decided I don't read thrillers that often because I usually am just, like, going back and forth between, like, fantasy, romance. But I felt like, okay, I'd gotten my fill, so it was time to, like, do a little something different. And so I will say, having recently read Bright Young Woman, I kind of wonder if that made me not enjoy this book initially as much as I could have, because, like, granted, the plots aren't particularly the same, but it's like Bright Young Woman's talking about, like, a serial killer and going around and, like, the different, like, victims that like, are part of the story. And this one is, like, going back and forth between a couple different people, and, like, there's different things going on where, like, they're killing people. So it's just like I almost felt like I was getting deja vu a little bit. However, I really, like, yesterday, it was, like, my big reading day. I felt like I read, like, almost half of the book yesterday and this morning alone. So it definitely picked up and was getting more interesting. And I don't know if this makes sense. I don't know if you saw my Goodreads review that I left this morning.
You finished it.
I did finish it. I was saying that, like, the twists in this book and the reveals were quite good. Like, I wasn't expecting them, and they were good. I feel like I almost should have been, like, more shocked. Almost like I should have had, like, a jaw drop moment, but I can't say I particularly did. But I feel like I should have. And there's a specific book that if people like, I want to recommend them to read it, but I don't want to do that because then I feel like it gives too much away. Like, it's a trope that I'm like, I don't want.
Then they'll go in knowing
right.
the review.
So I can't say, but if you are looking for a good thriller, I would recommend it. I'd give it a try. So, and now.
What's your next read?
I think I was updating my TBR list this morning because it was dwindling. I only had, like, one next read. So right now, I'm tentatively going to start reading Spark of the Everflame because it was the next one that was on there. And then I went and, like, added a bunch. Then this is the next 7 after that. We'll see. Two Twisted Crowns, Say You'll Remember Me, Rebel Witch, Wild and Wrangled, Enchantra, Great Big Beautiful Life, Fearless. So a bunch of, like, either second books or series that I'm in the middle of, and then a lot of new releases because there's going to be a lot of new releases.
It's a pretty solid list. I think after I finish Bright Young Women, I'm going to continue like some series that I'm reading. I guess you wanted me to read Phantasma, so like I could bump that up as well. But some sequels that I'm looking
someone
forward
commented
to.
on our vlog that they read Phantasma per our suggestion, and they gave it 3 stars. But they said they could see how like
Dang, they got on your recommendation fast.
What can I say? I was hyping it up. Anyways,
That
so
vlog's been up for like 3 or 4
I was
days.
almost like, don't tell me if it's anything less than 4 stars.
So I could read Phantasma after this, or like other fantasy books that I have. I'm reading the Prison Healer series, so I want to continue that. I could read Two Twisted Crowns. Pending, we have our book club tonight, and One Dark Window was our book club read for like that we're talking about tonight. If everyone were to have read the book, then we could move on to Two Twisted Crowns as like a book club pick. I doubt that has happened, but possibly. I am curious. This is like our first full-on fantasy read for book club. We technically read Scythe.
I honestly
Scythe,
hope
like,
me
fantasy.
neither. I hope that if anything, because like I don't even know who else started the book to be honest. Literally. I hope that it's like if anything, people just like were busy with life this month and they didn't get around to reading it, rather than like, oh, I started it but like didn't really like it. Because then I just would be like, well, can we do fantasy again or no? Yeah, but
fantasy, like you really have to. I feel like for any genre, like there is going to be a book out there that like you would like for that genre, but it is kind of scary like when you have someone try a new genre for the first time. If they don't love it, then like I feel like they're put off by it.
Mm-hmm. That's probably me in historical fiction.
I mean, I've honestly tried it,
and I've
tried
like,
quite a few. Like
try Kristen Hanna, and then I feel like
I do think that would help. I've heard
she's the one
nothing but good book,
right,
or good reviews.
Same.
So
why haven't I picked up a book of hers?
No, literally. That'd be a good book club pick, but I feel like a lot of people have read like her books here and there. It would be hard to find a book that no one has read. I have to pick my book that I want to suggest.
And they're longer,
tonight.
so people don't want to read that either.
Yes. What are you suggesting for book club tonight?
I have yet to decide. I don't know.
Anyway, so that's my tentative TBR. I'm only going like a few books at a time right now. So
you know what? You don't want to schedule the next 8.
No. A lot of the ones you said though, I like. You know, the April releases. I want to read those pretty quickly. Rebel Witch, I want to read.
I don't think I'll put like Fearless off as long as I put Reckless off, because like I feel like I'll be ready sooner. I don't know why I was so like pushing.
You know
so,
why
so
it was?
off.
A lot of people were like giving it negative reviews. And I feel like now that I know, I'm like, I know what I'm getting into, and I give it 4 stars. Like a lot of people were like either 5 stars or 2 stars for Reckless. And I feel like I just know my expectations, and I'm like, yeah, it's about what I was expecting.
Okay.
So I feel like that makes me like less fearful for
Fearless.
Yeah. I'm fearless about Fearless.
You're fearless. Yeah,
I'm fearless.
Yeah, just kidding.
Anyway, my update, or my weekly spotlight, sorry, aside from probably our collective, like we had a bachelorette trip that we went on that we'll kind of talk about. My favorite ice cream place opened up for the season, and I got my favorite treat yesterday. So, and as a reward, I'm going to talk about my running. It was a reward post 10-mile run.
That's all she'll say on it, though. Mm-hmm. Okay. My weekly spotlight was our weekend away. We did a bachelorette trip in Kansas City, so we can do a little bit of a recap before we jump into the episode. I will say, I'm like a 3-hour road trip, easy. I had just an easy drive down,
if it was
easy
4
drive
hours,
back.
If it was 4 hours, there's no way.
No, I'm just like saying that I really do underestimate the power of like a road trip for a weekend away. Mm-hmm. But I feel like last year we, was it even like 2 years ago? I can't even say like last year. Did we do any
Wisconsin
longer?
was in 2022, right?
No, 23.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I meant 23. I meant 2 years ago. But I got my years mixed up.
And then same with North Dakota. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then last year, I can't think of a particularly. Yeah, true. But I have like another potential road trip planned for Ciera and myself, and I don't know if anyone else will be coming or not. But
you do?
Yeah.
Did I know about this?
I've told you about it.
Where?
I want to go to Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
For a weekend away.
Okay, it's just,
nonetheless,
coordinating with a dog is the annoying part.
maybe it's time to test out Vegas's road trip legs.
You could. He gets nervous poops though. Like when we've gone to the lake, and maybe it would just depend on like if we go to a house or something, like we could rent an Airbnb or something. He'd probably be fine, but take him to the lake has been a journey.
Okay. So this weekend we went Friday after work. I drove down and then we kind of just like hung out at the hotel Friday night. So it wasn't anything because everyone was getting there at different times. Ciera and I were the last ones there, I'm pretty sure. Mm-hmm. The hotel we stayed at, very
Super
nice. It's called Cascade. And it was, I don't know Kansas City super well. I don't know the ins and outs or
the
neighborhoods.
Plaza area.
It was right next to like that shopping center. We were able to walk to it, which was nice. And so then the next day, we started off by going to breakfast at a place called, starts with an M. Mildred's. And that kind of reminded me, it was like counter service, but then you can also sit down. If you've ever been to Iowa City, which is probably limited listeners on here, but there's a place called Encounter Cafe in Iowa City that like it reminded me of like the same type of vibe. But I got a cinnamon roll. I got some hot chocolate. Hot chocolate was not very good. Ciera was asking me, like, oh, what do you think of the hot chocolate? Does it taste good? Yes, no? No. Like, I would have, if I was rating it out of 10, it was a 4 out of 10, but I did drink it all. But it was like, my experience with hot chocolate, there are two categories. There is a chocolatey type of hot chocolate, my preferred kind. Tastes good. I would say the standard gas station hot chocolate. From any gas station. Any gas station. If it's in the machine, it's going to be good. This, and honestly, most cafe hot chocolates, like this, isn't this what you do? What is the difference? Hot milk with maybe a flavor of something. You don't even know if it's chocolate, but it's got something else going on. That's what it tasted like. I don't really want warm, rotteny smelling, like milk.
What did you say?
Rotteny smelling.
Gross. Like sour?
Well, I'm just like, that's just like hot milk gives that vibe to me. Like there's not a good way to do hot milk, I don't think. Mm-hmm. So, wasn't very good. Nonetheless, that's what I ordered, so I listened to myself to stop doing that.
I ended up getting a strawberry banana smoothie and some biscuits and gravy. Those are both good.
From there, we went to a pole dancing class, and we did technically do a pole dancing, I wouldn't say class, but we did it for a video. So we got like the same kind of basic instruction.
Like, I mean, I don't know that any of the girls were like nervous to do it, but I feel like having had that experience of like doing it for a video, I was like not nervous about it.
Oh, no, me neither.
Because I was like, I feel like people get nervous about being like, they perceive like pole dancing as like sexy dancing, and like they're like, I don't want to do that, or like I don't know how to do that. And our experience, at least for the video, was like you can make it however much you want to make it. And it was mostly like you learn like the moves and the spins and stuff.
So we basically were taught by the instructor, like, you know, she started by, you know, doing the walk around the pole, kind of like some spins around the pole, teaching us where to put our hands, how you're maneuvering your legs, and kind of sequencing all of that. And then we did a couple combos. I gotta say, the combos were not for me.
No,
I could not understand the stepping between the two things. And also, I was getting dizzy. Oh my goodness.
We learned everything initially. Like the poles can be locked in place, or you can unlock them so that they spin. And so we learned everything stationary first. And then once we like got the hang of stuff, she was like, okay, now we can have these ones unlocked for you to then like it
have
spins
more
you
spin
additionally. And that was when I started to get dizzy.
And then it was hard to stop a little bit. Then I was like, I just need to get off this thing.
But it was fun. It was about an hour-long class, and like the last 10 minutes or so, like after we learned everything, she was like, "Hey, you guys can just like have the room to,"
which was nice.
Do whatever, mess around,
take pictures,
take videos, pictures.
There was also like one component was the walking and spins, and then there was another component where it was like she taught us a couple things where it was like your legs are not even touching the pole.
Those were hard. Oh my god,
I simply could not. And also then there was like a little scissor kick fan things with your legs. So much core strength needed for that. Could not do that. And she's making it look so easy.
Yeah, she's like, and then you just hold here, and then you swing your legs around, and then they land on the other side. And I was like, okay,
looks easy enough.
Oh my god. My legs barely made it off the ground.
Right. And I feel like, I mean, I'd like to think I have decent core strength, but apparently not for that.
So that was fun.
I will say, first of all, I think it's a good idea for like, if you're having like a bachelorette trip and it's like, you kind of want to do something that's like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I wouldn't say it's untraditional because I feel like it's gotten like popular enough with bachelorette trips. But if you want to do something like quote unquote risque, but it's like really not, I think pole dancing
like
is
it's
like
like
good.
you check it off your list of like, okay, we did the pole dancing.
Yeah. And you get a good workout in, so you feel like you got, you burn some calories and learn something new. And I was gonna say another good option, which we didn't do for this trip, but we also have done this for a video, aerial silks or not trapeze. That would be quite the elaborate setup, but that would be fun too. And I feel like kind of in the same ballpark of classes. And then from there,
I went
where
back
do you go?
to the hotel, did a little quick change from our outfits that we were wearing for pole dancing to just like some casual outfits to go walk around the plaza. Looked around at some of the stores over there. I think we went to Free People, Altered State. Megan found some good stuff in Altered State she was looking at.
I know.
I mean, I thought that was cute too.
I only purchased a hat because in the past like summer or two, like I've become a hat person because it's given me a way to wear my hair that I don't have to style it. So I like doing a low bun. So I got a hat there, and then also I just saw quite a few other things, but I knew I would like to try them on, and I didn't feel like trying them on there. So luckily we do have an Altered State here, so I might just kind of keep that in mind and possibly go shopping again in stores in the near future.
Yeah, I saw a lot of cute stuff too. I saw like some linen pants. I mean, I just love linen pants. I just need to figure out how best to wear them so that they last.
They've got a good coastal aesthetic going on right now.
Yes.
So I really feel like good, like loungy type pants or linen pants. So if you want an alternative to shorts.
If you have like linen pants or like just linen in general, do you wash it or do you like send it to the dry cleaners?
Do you do nothing?
Or how do you take care of those pieces so they don't shrink, but they also like you can get the wrinkles out of them? Because that's my issue. And my fear with like buying more stuff. I don't want to like buy more stuff and then like not know how to take care of it and then like have to get rid of it or buy more stuff. So I currently have one pair of linen pants, but it's like a double line. Like it's not like it is linen pants, but it's not like a true like linen pant, I feel like. So give me some insight, please.
They had some cute baby tees and tanks. So those are kind of the things on my radar. They also had quite a few cute dresses. However, I don't have a huge need for dresses at the moment.
You've got one wedding.
I do.
This summer.
I am kind of like, I think I need to like sell, as much as I love my yellow beginning boutique dress, I should maybe sell it because I don't know if I want to rewear it to this wedding. And
we could swap dresses.
What was your?
Mine was the green one.
Oh. I mean, you're more than welcome to wear the yellow one if you want. I don't know if I want to wear your green one.
I'll consider it. I need to figure out what the wedding colors are for her wedding. It's just blue.
I don't know.
Also, some people are like, is yellow too close to white? That yellow is like neon yellow.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry about it.
I wouldn't think there'd be any. It's not pastel at all.
Either.
It's yellow.
But I've seen people talk about yellow being an iffy color.
After we did our shopping, we had kind of a little like do whatever you want for an hour and a half.
I will say, I should have taken a nap during this window.
But we didn't.
Because like everyone else was taking naps and I was like, we had like, it was what, 3 o'clock and everyone's like, dinner was at 8 and we're going to like get together around like, was it 6 or something?
Like 5:36.
So I was like, a lot of people said they were going to take a nap and I was like, well, I technically like with my running schedule, I was like, I technically have a run that I'm supposed to have done that I could go down and do. Or I was like, I could go read for a little bit.
I wanted to read, but I also was like, I could read while I'm walking on the treadmill. So that's what I decided to go do while Ciera was.
I was walking and then I was running.
Yeah.
Which was good. Like, I'm glad that we did that. That was about, I guess, a little bit over an hour that we were down there.
Well, then, because I was only planning on walking for a half hour, but then I didn't have anything else to do. And Ciera's just deciding, okay, I'm going to start my run now.
Here's the thing. We had Shake Shack for lunch, which Shake Shack is so good. but I had a burger and fries and a Coke. And so, like, my stomach had to settle. I was like, can I even run right now? So I was walking initially, just, like, walking while reading for a half hour. And then I decided I feel fine.
And then I was like, oh, well, okay, that was my workout. But I guess I'll just do some other stuff. So I will say that was a nice gym for the hotel. It was so nice. It had the nicest cable machine I've ever seen. It had, like, it was a very standard, like, 2-rack cable system. But the middle thing on it with like had the attachments and little outlines of where the attachments go onto, and then you could flip it around and it had even more attachments. They had a little finger grip rock climbing thing if people wanted to do pull-ups on that instead of just also the normal pull-up bars. And so I did a little bit of an upper body workout. I also like was rolling out a little bit in case I was going to be super sore from pole dancing, and did some reading. So then,
solid.
After that, I went upstairs, rinsed off, and then I was kind of like, I'm getting kind of tired, but we must rally. So that's what
like
we
at
did.
this point, we decided to stay
We
up.
also just like, we didn't get a whole lot of sleep, or at least not as much sleep as I normally get for like the 2 days we were there.
Yeah.
Like I think I got 6 hours of sleep both nights. So it's like not horrendous, but like not good.
I had decided, because I was like, I had some time to kill before I wanted to start getting ready, and I'd rinsed off. I was like, I could go keep reading. There's like a lounge area on the 3rd floor. I was like, I'll go tuck myself in one of those couches and I'll start reading for a little bit. I'm like laying down, starting to read. My eyes start to drift closed. And then I was going to take a nap. So I like legit set a timer on my phone for like 20 minutes. And then like at some point you had like texted me before I fell asleep, and you were like, are you going to come get ready? And I forgot we had talked about getting together before like leaving for dinner. I was like, I only need like 10 minutes to get ready. So then I was like, oh, I'll go and get ready and hang out with people, I guess.
So then we got ready for dinner. We had reservations at
Beer Kitchen.
And then I had made the decision. I regret this decision. I had made the decision to wear heels, like boots that had heels on them. Mistake. That was a huge mistake because, oh my God, my feet got so sore. I was not having a good time.
Also, I just like wanted to side note, you guys know Megan and I like aren't drinkers. Like we don't really have anything against drinking, but like for us, we just don't. But like for this weekend on Friday night, people were like, we were playing, what was the game? Buzzed or something. And so like in the spirit of like,
and here's the thing, because like I was like, am I being peer pressured right now? But I was kind of like, and this goes to show, like, the next night I was like, I'm literally not drinking. And this, like me drinking that Friday night was like Ciera and I sharing one carbless thing, which actually wasn't that bad. I had a pineapple one. That's probably one of the better alcoholic drinks I've tried. And it was also just like, I was getting to a point where it's like, if I was drinking, I'm like wetting my lips a little bit. That's it.
I like switched
I was not buzzed.
I switched to water after a while because I was like, well, I need to finish drinking my water. And it's like, it's almost bedtime. So I was like using that as my drink.
I did not do well with my water intake.
And then I don't know if this was related to like, because I've never been hungover. Like I doubt my headache that I had the next day.
I had like, I wasn't hungover or tipsy or anything, but like that drink has so much like carbonation in it. I was like, I could just feel it all in my stomach. I was like, holy cow. And I'm used to drinking pop, so I don't really understand.
I was saying for the next day, like as we were like getting ready to go out, like I was coming up from like my half nap, and I was like, I just like am getting a headache. Like I don't feel the best right now. So that was like the other thing of like, I know like we're getting ready and then like quote unquote pre-gaming before dinner and then going out. And I was like, I don't know what y'all's pre-game looks like, but I am not drinking anything but water right now because I don't feel the best. And I don't think anyone was really drinking anything, or like we weren't doing a game or anything.
Yeah, we were mostly just chatting before dinner.
And then like going out that night, I was like, I ain't drinking nothing, you guys. Like I will be having some sober fun here as always. Beer Kitchen was good. I ended up having a Caesar salad because again, my lunch was heavy and I wasn't feeling the best, and I was like, I just need something light. It was a good Caesar salad though. Yeah, it was. And also like I got the crispy chicken on top. Your chicken looked better than mine. I got the campfire chicken. It was okay.
My chicken was good. And then we went to Power and Light District, which is like
Can
the
I just
popular.
say how devastated I was that we didn't get to try that milkshake place?
There is a place called
The Yard Milkshake Bar?
Did it have Yard in the name?
I think so.
Oh, I thought it was
I'm
just
like a lot more
milkshake
observant
bar.
with like names of places than you are, evidently. I think I've supplied the name for all 3 of these places now. Let me double check. But it looked like almost black tap style milkshakes. And for a second, I was like, if we need like a reprieve or something from like when we're in Power and Light.
We'll get to this probably, but like I was about to tell you or ask you when we were in that first bar, I was like, do you need or want to leave to go sit at a bench with me, because my feet were so painful. But I kept trying to be like, just stick it out, just stick it out, just stick it out. Or I thought we went to, I'm not gonna remember the name again. It had a shark in the name.
Shark Bar.
We went to Shark
You know what's
Bar.
funny? You know, I text myself reminders. Do you know my reminder for myself last night that I had sent? Look at my second.
Get shark off my head. You didn't do that when you showered?
It was hard to get off.
Mine was easy.
I was scrubbing. That was for yesterday's shower. But like when I was rincing off between everything, I think I wasn't paying that much
when I
attention to my
got home
hand.
from the hotel.
I wasn't paying that
Or
much
from the
attention.
bar. So we went to Power and Lights, and I thought, if anything, which I think this was the original plan and then the plan changed, I thought it was going to be, we will go to whatever bars that the bride wants to go to, you know, and that'll be our plan for the night. And, you know, they're on a nice convenient location, so that's perfect. I will say I've never been to this place before. It was very nice. Like, I loved the whole setup with the fact that everything's so close together and convenient. So we went to Shark Bar. The music was, it was like 80% good, and then like the DJ himself was just kind of like, I feel like ruining it a little bit. Like he'd be like, okay, this is good, and then you're like, this is really gonna be good, and then he'd like change it up and just it was no longer good. So I was having, you know, a fairly good time and enjoying the music. My favorite thing in terms of like what I consider to be good music is I want to be able to like shout and sing the song, because like that's my dancing. I'm not really dancing to the songs. So me singing dictates how much fun I'm having. Yeah. So it was okay. But like I said, my feet were killing me. And our group of people that we're with, like, we're kind of on the outskirts of the dance floor. There's not any seats or chairs or anything that could act as a seat nearby to us at all. And like at this point, the place has gotten like pretty busy and crowded. There were no tables or chairs nearby. So I was trying to just power through. There was a couple times where I just like went and crouched down against a wall because I was like, I'm desperate right now. But again, I thought we were going, like, kind of getting to a point where we were maybe going to be transitioning to the next bar. And then I was going to like myself just kind of say like, I'm going to sit like one of the benches out here, take my time, and I'll meet you guys in the next one. That was my plan. However, I think this was like a discussion amongst others, who I was not included, because
this was not the plan to this information.
But it was like 1 a.m. at this point, and I thought, okay, we are now like, we're going to the next bar is what I thought. But then we start leaving Power and Lights, and I'm like, okay, well then night. The bride must have decided like, we're done, we're calling it a night. And she's like not like the biggest like going out person either, so like I was kind of like, okay, this doesn't shock me per se if one bar was, you know, plenty. But we go to the car, we like split up the group because we fit into two different cars.
We have no idea where we're at, like, in Kansas City. So
like,
we're driving, we will end up where, I don't know where we're at. I don't know where we're going. So I'm under the assumption we must be going back to the hotel, because I had no other thoughts. So then we pull into a parking lot. This was after like a 10 and 15 minute drive. We pull into a parking lot. This certainly is not the hotel. We're at a new bar. Ew. And when I tell you, like, just mentally, this would have been different if I was mentally prepared. I was like, my feet, like, we finally are done for the night. I can get a break. I had taken my shoes off in the car. Thank God I did that. And I was like massaging my feet because I was like, they hurt that bad. Luckily, I had no blisters, but like, I just don't wear heels often. So this was not the move. So then we go back into another bar. We're there. Honestly, we were only there for like 45 minutes, I swear. It was not very long. So was it worth the cover we paid? I don't know. But then we went back to the hotel. I finally got to take my shoes off.
That was my favorite part of the night. It was showering off and climbing to bed.
That was good. It's probably about like 2 a.m. or so by the time we got to bed.
It was 3 by the time I got to bed.
Oh.
Like after showering, and then like I kind of was just like on my phone more than I needed to be.
I don't know what time I exactly fell asleep then, but like it was like 2 a.m. probably, you know, between Friday night and Saturday night. And I'm like, this is late for me. I'm usually like in bed by 9, getting ready to go to sleep by 10. So
luckily Sunday the plan was do whatever you want and leave whenever you want, which I honestly prefer, because like I just feel like everyone kind of like wants to get back to like getting ready for the week without it being super late. So we were out of there by 9:30.
Home by
12:30
ish. Got to take care of our usual Sunday things, cleaning, laundry, groceries, and then my fun little run and ice cream. So
it was just a jam-packed weekend.
It was a good weekend though, and it was good to see our friend who, you know, we saw her a couple months ago when she like stopped in town and asked us to be bridesmaids, but she lives like an hour and a half from Des Moines,
like that,
if I had to guess. So we don't see each other too often.
Okay.
So now that we're done with the recap, we're gonna get into our would you rathers. Is there any sort of like theme for this list, or is it just like random?
Just random as far as I can tell. First, I have a couple of different sources. I started by having ChatGPT give me 10, and then I've got...
How much water did you waste doing that?
You keep bringing this up, and I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it's something to do with like the servers needed to like run AI is kind of like the Bitcoin stuff where like it takes a lot of water to cool the machines, and it's wasteful, I guess.
Well, what are they planning on doing about that?
I don't know.
And then some are from Reddit, and then one is like an article. So we'll see what we get to. Okay, very first, would you rather? Would you rather have an unlimited shopping budget but only be able to shop in one store forever, or get one free item of your choice each month from anywhere?
I feel like one free item.
But unlimited shopping budget.
But like for where?
But you can only shop in that one store forever. Yeah, I don't like that. I can't do that. I feel like someone would like cheat the system and say like Amazon.
No, you can't do that.
But
also, like, you want everything you have to be from Amazon.
Well, sometimes name brands will sell
stuff like
on Amazon.
The free thing a month, because it's like almost just like a prize, you know, like a little like monthly
it's like
treat
a free little subscription
of whatever you want.
I like that too. Even though like I'm sure you could go crazy with the other method, but you'd have to make sure
what
like
items
everything. Yeah. Okay. Would you rather always be running 10 minutes late or always be 30 minutes early? 30 minutes. You're not just like 10 minutes early. You're not just 10 minutes early.
And like, it's like hard because you want to be like slightly inconvenient for you, but it's like rude to other people? Or do you want to be like obscenely early for yourself and like not impact people?
Imagine the amount of time like you would personally be wasting though by doing that. And it's only like, that's only you all the time versus like the 10 minutes late, you know, that gets spread around to everyone.
How many things do you have that like you have to be at X place by like X time? You know what I mean? So I'm trying to think of like, how much would it inconvenience me to be like that early all those times? Or do I just say,
I'd rather be 10 minutes late all the time.
Enough.
I just think it'd be less of a disruption to my life, which is typically how I try to like decide what I'm doing.
I might do 10 minutes as well.
Even though I try to usually be...
I used to try to be 10 minutes early.
A 10-minute early or like right on time kind of person. Would you rather have your entire camera roll leaked to the internet or your entire search history?
Camera roll.
I also think camera roll.
Like, I don't really have anything crazy in my camera roll. I'd probably give my phone to anyone. And like search history is more like, I don't know what I've searched. So like, I'm sure there's some things I'd be like embarrassed about.
Because, like, that's for me and myself.
Right? I'm curious. That's why I'm asking the internet.
No one else needs to know what I'm curious about. Would you rather never be able to wear makeup again or never be able to do your hair again? Never be able to do makeup again.
Yeah.
We have said time and time again, we're hair over makeup people. Would you rather have the ability to always say the perfect thing in any situation or always have the perfect outfit for every occasion?
Perfect outfit. Oh. So it's outfit versus being able to say the perfect thing?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to be able to say the perfect thing for any situation. How many times do you, like, you're talking to someone?
I personally struggle with that.
And
like,
you're like,
especially if it's like a...
Do you know
like
how many
sensitive
patients I've
subject?
talked to who I'm asking, like, about family, kids, and my kid died. I have 3 kids, none of them are living anymore.
Like, and all I can
I'm
really
like,
say is, like, I'm so
I'm
sorry to
sorry.
hear that.
And,
Moving
like,
on.
it's not the worst thing to say, but, like, it's not like the best thing to say.
Yeah.
So, especially with our job,
I really
feel
appreciate people who, like, just know, like, a comforting but not, like, too drawn out thing to say in those.
you know, it makes me laugh. I think I've said this before, but when I'm, like, at work, I can, like, look at notes from different people, and the chaplain will write notes sometimes, but, like, their visits with people, and she'll always say, like, offered something and compassionate presence or something. And it just makes me laugh.
Like the verbiage that they're required to use for their notes.
She's just chilling there, chatting with them.
I think I might also have to go with having the perfect thing to say.
I don't need to slay every outfit.
In fact, I would argue I'm already not doing that. So,
right. So I'll just stick with what I'm doing, try my best, and then wow them with my words.
Would you rather get free first class flights for life or never have to pay for food at restaurants again? To be honest, I am paying for food still all the time. I think I'd rather just have the first class flights all the time.
That would be nice. Because how much, like, flights are, like, the barrier for travel, I would say.
Yeah. And then you get first class
and
every time.
I'm paying for food anyways. Like, I'm not going to notice a difference.
Like,
and is that, like, you have to, like, go to restaurants? Like, you're not eating out for restaurants at every meal.
Have to pay for food at restaurants again.
So, like,
you'd be paying for groceries still. Yeah. I'm maintaining a healthier lifestyle probably by continuing to encourage grocery shopping, and then I get free flights.
I think we're set with that one.
Would you rather have the career of your dreams but no time for a social life, or an amazing social life but stuck in a job you don't love?
This is so tough because I feel like you and I are so, like, work-life balance. Like, I genuinely would not pick a job if I couldn't, like,
envision a life outside. Yeah.
But it's also, like, a job you love. I don't know, like, but if it's no time for a social life, like, I don't live to work. I work to live. So I feel like I would...
And it just says don't love. It doesn't say you hate it.
Like, I feel like I would rather have the job that's, like, just a means to an end. And then be happy with my life outside of work.
I agree. Would you rather be stuck in a group chat that never stops or never be in a group chat again?
I honestly hate a never-ending group chat.
I think I would rather not be in a group chat.
Me too.
And just text people individually.
I hate when people, like for a group chat where it's like, you know, check in here and there, like, answer a question, never, like, okay, that's it. But, like, if you're continually, like, nonstop texting, I'm like, okay, you guys can go off into your own group chat if you would
make a sub group if you please.
Like, literally.
Would you rather only be able to drink iced coffee forever or only be able to, to drink cocktails forever? And what if we don't like either of it?
I think this is
and also, like, if you're only drinking cocktails forever, you're getting drunk all the time.
For life.
So I guess we'll do iced coffee. But
I feel like that's supposed to be, like, a hard, like, oh, I like both of them.
Would you rather, this is the last chat GPT one, would you rather have every text you send read out loud to the world or every thought you have appear as a caption above your head?
Oh my gosh. Text, for sure.
I don't control my thoughts all the time.
Your thoughts are for yourself only.
Okay. I think we agreed on every single one of those.
And I think we picked the right answer for all of this.
Okay. Moving on to Reddit. So this is r/ask Reddit. What are some difficult would you rather questions? Would you rather be forced to leave your home country, never to return, or never be able to leave your home country?
Probably never leave.
I know, that's what I was thinking too.
Like, it would suck to not be able to travel, but to leave and not come back, like, I just don't think I can do it.
Like, if that was the case, then, like, I should be able to envision myself living an expat lifestyle, and I simply cannot. Although, I will say the U.S. is at least big enough and diverse enough that, like, I feel like the traveling, at least within the country, is still pretty good.
Makes you feel for people who just have to up and leave their homes for whatever reason. And they're just like, yeah, I just had to move to a different country.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
If you were in a horror movie, would you rather be killed right away in a fairly quick, painless way, or have a 50-50 chance of making it with the other 50%, for 50% being a horrible death? Here's the thing.
Death scares me.
I'm going to try and fight.
Yeah.
Like,
So, I'm going to try to get out. I'll take the 50-50 odds.
me too. Would you rather have to swim across a 50-meter pool to escape a hungry shark, or run across a football field 100 yards to escape an angry gorilla? Once you get to the other side, you're safe. I am running.
No, literally.
Swimming, I'd be so scared. Shark, I'm so much more scared of a shark than a gorilla.
And, like, you're in water. Oh, my God, I'm going to drown.
Like,
on top of that.
And I feel, as morbid as this may be, I feel like a gorilla would just beat me to death, maybe. And I'd rather have that than being, like, bitten into by a shark.
Yeah.
I'm going to plan on running faster than the gorilla, but we would see.
I just think I'd have better odds against
Sharks are, like, one of my biggest fears, honestly. Which, like, they don't prevent me from, like, that fear does not, like, impact my life a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I do not like sharks.
It's like when we're going, like, from, like, beach to going in the ocean is, like, fine. When we were scuba diving, I was kind of like, are there any sharks nearby?
I'd be like, having so much fun, like, la, la, la. And then I'd be like, ducking my head underwater. And then I would get, and then I get like an eerie feeling of just like, I think I'd like to be in the boat again.
You're like, a shark could be anywhere. Because you always see like you're never more than whatever feet away from a shark, like when you're in the ocean. And I was just like, I don't see one right now, but like there's probably one nearby.
Mm-hmm.
So
it makes me uneasy. Would you rather catch your significant other cheating on you or get caught cheating by your significant other? This was something wasn't this like in an Emma Chamberlain podcast?
Was it?
I just remember you being like, I mean, I have the same opinion as you do, but it's like, I don't want to be the one cheating. So what do we mean? I'd rather find them cheating on me because I don't want to be the one cheating on them.
I feel like I've definitely heard this before. I don't know if we've talked about it on the podcast or not. But, like, I would rather not be the one who's I mean, I don't want either of us to be unfaithful, but, like, I don't want to be the one who's, like...
Like, I don't know if it's supposed to be, like, oh, you're sparing your own feelings.
Right.
But it's, like, that'd mean I'm the one doing it.
So.
And either way, we're probably not going to...
At least I can...
work through that.
You know, in future relationships, be like, yeah, I was the fine one. I didn't cheat.
Okay, give me a second. Would you rather be stranded on Jurassic Park with no way out or be trapped in the game Jumanji having to be harassed by Robin Williams?
I would hang out with Robin Williams.
I know, I was like, I didn't really think he was like the instigator.
Like, am I dinosaurs versus like, I mean, Jumanji wasn't like great, but like they're mostly like living animals that like exist anyways. I mean, dinosaurs existed obviously, but I think I go with Jumanji.
I feel like when I'm just thinking of the movies, Jumanji almost seems like scarier though.
Like, are you thinking of which version of like movie?
I'm thinking of the first one.
I mean, like, but when they were like, when Kevin Hart and The Rock were on Jumanji, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. I probably would do Jumanji.
Then Robin Williams was with you.
I don't want the dinosaurs to come and get me. Would you rather be able to run 100 miles per hour or fly 10 miles per hour? I'd rather be able to run. Fly. I so I thought fly was coming out of my mouth. I was mistaken.
Because I feel like flying would just be fun. Like, what do you need to do to, like, run 100 miles an hour somewhere? Like, it would be convenient for travel, I suppose.
But we have cars.
But, like, if I could fly, that would just be, like, a fun activity that I do.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I'm probably not flying to a place.
Or, like, if you did, like, you could, you know, avoid traffic and, like, road obstacles and such. So you wouldn't be probably as fast as, you know, the running, but, like, you wouldn't have to worry about, like, streets and sidewalks and whatever.
You'd have to, that really only saves you time if you're going less than 10 miles in an hour.
Think about how dangerous it would be, like, when you're crossing the street, though.
Like with running?
Yeah.
I understand. I'm just saying that, like, you're probably, like, not saving time by flying 10 miles an hour.
I know.
That was my only point. It was, like, I don't think the traffic is a good argument. Nonetheless, I'd fly. What if it'd be funny if it was like, what if you only like could fly like 5 feet above the ground? That's it.
No, it didn't say a height. We can fly however high we want.
Would you rather, excuse me, apparently I'm still tired. Would you rather read all comments in this thread or resume? Sorry, this doesn't make sense. I'm skipping what they said. Would you rather have fingers as long as legs or legs as long as fingers?
This would be comical either way.
I almost feel like fingers is legs as long as fingers. Mostly because, like, obviously my legs wouldn't be working at that point, really. But, like, if I had each finger was the length of a leg, I just can't imagine.
What would the dexterity look like with that? Would I have a bunch of little tiny bones, or would I have my bones that I currently have that, like, only bend, like 3 bends, and that's it?
I think I'd rather have, like, basically no legs to use and still, like, working hands. So.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that. I just, like, I'm, like, wheelchair bound, and then, like, I sit with, like, a blanket on my lap, and I'm like, I'm an amputee. Don't worry about it.
Some of these are, like, strange. So, I mean, it's Reddit, so what can you expect? Let me try. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to switch gears to that last article. We'll see what we can finish up on here. Would you rather be half your height or double your weight? I honestly feel like I would rather be double my weight because, to be honest, there are people that are at that weight and they are functioning in the world around. And, like, the world is not, unfortunately, meant for... If I was half my height, I would be... I don't know. What's half my height?
2'8".
2 feet, 8 inches. Like, the world's just not meant for someone of that stature. You'd have to do a lot more modifications, I feel like.
Yeah. I might go with you on that one.
Would you rather live with a barnyard of animals in your house or live in the barn with the animals? I mean, look,
I'm staying in the house.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I'm either doing what I don't want you guys getting my things dirty, but then, like, I'm not even in my house.
Yeah.
So, I guess you guys are coming in with me.
I would rather keep my bed, keep my indoor plumbing, you know.
Would you rather clean the same mess in the kitchen every day or not be allowed to clean up the mess at all? What kind of question is that?
I mean, I guess I'll clean up the same mess every day.
Yeah. If the
alternative is never cleaning.
Would you rather get rich in a way that disappoints your family or just make enough money to live?
I suppose just make enough money to live.
Yeah. unfortunately. But would you rather have no internet or no cell phone?
I mean, here's the thing. I use my cell phone mostly for the internet. And you can, like, you know, go around if you want to be annoying with, like, I could get an iPod and then, like, connect to Wi-Fi and use, like, WhatsApp and all my
Like
regular
essentially
apps.
have a phone.
So that's what I do.
So there's a workaround. Yeah. I would rather have no cell phone. Would you rather go back in time to meet your ancestors or go into the future to meet your great-grandchildren? I would be more intrigued, I think, to go meet great-grandchildren.
That's what I think I would do.
I think
like, you want to see, like, your offspring that, like, you helped create
to.
versus, like, I mean, it'd be cool to, like, meet the people who, like, helped make you. But I'd be
But
like,
it's cool
who
for
did
them.
I?
Yeah, that'd be cool for them. It's cool for me
I go in the
to
future.
go down the line. Let's do one more.
Yeah.
Would you rather get a tattoo or a lip piercing? I'd rather get a tattoo.
Me too.
Lip piercing just would not be for me.
Like, if I had to get a tattoo, I'd find something that I like and I could put it wherever. I don't think I'd look good with lip piercing. I think it'd be annoying to have.
Alrighty.
Well, that will conclude all of our Would You Rathers. As always, if you guys are watching the YouTube video version, you can comment your own answers to some of these Would You Rathers. If you're watching or if you're listening on Spotify, we always have an episode post on our Instagram that you could check out if you want to leave your thoughts there.
And we will talk to you guys next Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.